from Its Own Brew.
Coming at you guys.
Now we've got a beer review that should excite Christian. This beer comes from my good buddy Jim. It is St. Lupulin.
Obviously, I like hops, and I like a hoppy beer, so Lupulin me up.
So thanks, Jim, for this. It's an American Pale Ale. It's considered an extra Pale Ale. So good for a hot evening like this, I'd say. And yet, it's 6.5% ABV and 46 IBUs.
Huh.
So we'll get this one cracked open and give it a try. We
clear.
pour aggressively, so yeah, the
But
1 and 2 finger
It
heads.
is clear.
Yeah,
Like, this is completely different than the last Odell Brewing we had.
yeah.
Clear,
So it's been
clean.
filtered or something. But you know the colors, it's a nice amber, orangey amber color on there. Really pretty, actually.
Yellowy.
Yeah. And Christian's a little clearer than mine. I took the bottom pour. So
that's true.
Let's get a nose on it.
Ooh, man.
Lupulin. Grapefruit. Citrus
Yeah,
and grapefruit.
Citrus.
Right off
citrus,
the top.
grapefruit.
And a hint of some mint on that. That's nice.
Makes me think of, just of how citrus and bitter it is. Kumquat.
Oh, we had kumquats recently, a couple weeks ago. And you're right, because it's kind of a little bit of a biting orange kind of scent on there. But kumquats are a little different. There's someplace between lemon and orange. Sometimes you get a hint of like kiwi too, but
Yeah.
but you eat the skins right off of them, so you get that rind right in there.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll zing you, kind of like what this beer sounds like it's gonna do.
But there's a light
Smells like it.
breadiness to it, light maltiness to it, so there is some backbone. You get that lemon zest kind of going on.
It's not ducky, but that was a duck.
Yeah, that was a duck. All right, I think that's
Let's
what I
dig
got.
into this. It's hot. Let's drink this before it get warm.
And it warms fast, but at least it's still cool. That's
Ooh,
good.
That's nice.
This is super pleasant. You know,
Wow.
it does feel really light, and yet at the same time, there's a lot of sweetness on it. I don't really know if I could call it extra pale, because there's no way that you could balance the amount of hops that had to go in this beer, and it is 6.5%.
Yeah.
But I would be damn happy to brew a beer like this.
I'd be happy to brew beer like this. Yeah, I don't think it's an extra pale ale. But it is delicious. It's still got the grapefruit or the citrus to it. Nice maltiness. It doesn't dry out too much of the back. It kind of refreshes you in a way.
It is refreshing. And those citrus flavors, particularly, yeah, well, you get the orange and you do have the grapefruit. You get a little bit of lemon in there. But what I love on this is I'm getting a light breadiness coming through, and I'm getting some stone fruit on this. I'm getting just a light apricot and peach type flavors on this.
You get a hint of the resin in there.
You do. It is light on your tongue, and it just has loads of flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
You really might think you were drinking a 5% beer.
You mean like the way I am drinking it?
Yeah, this would go way, way, way too fast. Wow. It drinks good. We're going to take a moment and come back with some numbers. We're back. So we took a nice little break. It's still hot, but we're enjoying the beer. What'd you think of it, Christian?
I really enjoyed it. It was a tasty beer, but it's an extra pale ale, so it's just like 6.5% is kind of high, and it's got so much flavor, and it doesn't really meet the category, so I'm going to give it like an 87. I enjoy it, but it's not like out of control.
And he's absolutely right. I mean, to call it St. Lupulin, that was dead on. I mean, there's so much hop character in this. They're right. And then to call it extra pale, they're drunk. So, I'm not going to judge it that way. It's in the category of American Pale Ale. This is so not an American Pale Ale, except for in the newest definition. And the new definition is, in the United States, is it can be pretty hoppy as long as it's not bitter. So I think it does that. Even then, I think it's a little more hoppy, but very tasty. The name doesn't match. I'm going to give it an 88. But overall, what do you think now?
Overall, it's phenomenal beer. Like, has everything that I'm looking for in a nice, crisp summer beer. I'm gonna give it a 91. I really like this beer.
And he's right. I mean, that's where everything goes upside down. There's creaminess to this in the middle. There's crispness on the back. There's wonderful citrus, an array of citrus. There's some nice stone fruits going on in this. There's a hint of resin. I mean, and I could go on and on.
I mean, it easily disappears out of your glass.
We both said we could just down this. Now, 6.5%, so it's not light by any means, but it's a really tasty beer. I'm giving this a 92. This is something I could drink often.
Oh, yeah.
Saint Lupulin. This could easily be one of the favorite saints of most brewers. All right, so we're going to gather around Saint Lupulin here and be thankful today. So this is Kevin from Clement's Homebrew.
And this is Christian.
And we're just saying life is too short
To drink cheap beer.
and we will see you.
On the next beer review.
This beer review is a name that should excite Christian. It's called Saint Lupulin. Lupulin, you don't know what that is? Start over.
Yeah.
Lupulin, that's what's inside the hops, the oil that makes resin and makes the hoppy flavor, hoppy beers.
St. Lucia.
Lupulin. So lupulin is that's the stuff that makes hops the way you like it. You like
wow.
hoppy beers.
I'm
you're an
excited
IPA fan.
now.
All
Hold
right.
on.
All right, so we'll try it again.
I'm educated now.
Angle it more over here, maybe to get more
No,
light.
no. It just needs a flash real quick. Hold on.
Is that better?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Okay.